Coming up on this hour of Tech Live, implantable chips are here. And if they're good enough to implant in the family dog Fido, well, they're good enough for one Florida family who's more than happy to test them out under their own skin. We'll have their story a little later.
He finished his junior year in high school that first week of June, and then this was 2 days later they went on this trip, and that's when he was killed. He would have been 17.
A drowsy truck driver took his son's life. Now this parent hopes new technology will keep our sleepy eyes open and on the road. Character modeler, senior producer, software developer. We'll be talking to the executive director of the E-Recruiting Association, the nonprofit group behind directemployers.com. That's a little later in this hour. Hello and welcome to this hour of Tech Live. I'm Becky Worley. Privacy advocates worry it's just one more way that Big Brother can keep tabs on you. But to supporters, it's a life-saving safety device that could locate kidnapped children. We're talking about an implantable chip made by Applied Digital Solutions. That's the same company that makes chips to identify lost cats and dogs. And now a Florida family wants to be implanted with this new technology. We were invited to spend the day with them. They're already nicknamed the Chipsons. Jim Goldman brings us their story from Boca Raton, Florida.
So your homework done? Yeah. Got everything together? You're going to leave in a few minutes.
Now, wait a second. How much banana do you want?
I want a little banana.
Okay, is that good?
Yep, that's great. Okay, guys, come on. Gotta hurry up.
7 o'clock in the morning, and the Jacobs family, along with their bird Kinko, is getting ready to start their day. It will be one of the last ordinary days of their lives.
We definitely wholeheartedly believe that this technology will change the world. And it really is an honor to be a pioneer of a technology like this.
Pioneers, because the Jacobs family will be the first family ever implanted with a new microprocessor called the Vera chip.
We're doing something that's good for mankind. At least in my own mind, I feel like I'm going with the flow of nature and doing exactly what we're here to do to improve the problems of the world.
Now, the technology we're talking about and the controversy surrounding it, indeed there is a fair amount of controversy with all this, begins and ends right here, about 40 miles away from the Jacobs home inside this nondescript building in Palm Beach, Florida. The Vera chip, no bigger than a grain of rice, comes from Applied Digital Solutions. It's kind of like a Medic Alert bracelet, but instead of wearing it on your wrist, it's implanted under the skin.
I'm going to take the handheld reader that could actually store upwards to 100 scans and scan over my arm and get the ID information that's held within the chip.
Bring it down nice and slow.
Jeffrey Jacobs says the device could be a lifesaver for him, severely disabled from a bout with Hodgkin's disease and later a car accident. If he's ever unconscious, he says, the Vera chip could provide instant electronic access to his complicated medical history and long list of medications, saving valuable time and maybe his life.
It's a great feeling that, wow, I can be more comfortable not having to worry about myself so much in case of an emergency. I have more sense of security about my own fragileness in the world out there.
A prototype of the chip holds up to 126 characters, activated only when it receives a signal from that scanner.
Now it wakes up. It has power. It transmits the information. As soon as it transmits the information, it's asleep.
So no radiation, no power of its own. It just sits there.
Just sits there.
Waiting to be activated.
Waiting to be activated by a proprietary scanner.
Newer versions will hold up to a megabyte of programmable data, and some may include a GPS tracking feature. And therein lies the problem. Medical ethicists wonder who will be able to access that data. Can people be monitored? From how far? And what about your right to privacy?
The first concern is it will fall into the hands of an evil and oppressive state. If you're thoroughly known, then you can be thoroughly controlled because they'll know more about you than you want to be known.
Another issue? Could the chip ever become mandatory, like an inoculation?
I don't envision a time like that because we live in the USA. And it's a freedom of speech, democracy, and one thing about VeriChip is, and all the products that we offer, it's your choice. It's the freedom of choice, technology. You elect to have a chip because it's going to provide a benefit to you.
To me, I think there's a lot more invasion of privacy now with all of those things which are currently available on cards to the population than there would be on something which is nice and private, hidden in your body, which can't be stolen.
Leslie faces the controversies at work just about every day.
For someone like me, I'm kind of hesitant. I don't think she's wrong. I don't think she's right. I think it's her decision to make.
I do think that it'll be very safe and the wave of the future.
I'm just more of a skeptic, I guess, at this point, and I would like to wait to see if let somebody else's family do it first.
They really strengthen my position because I think I'm intelligent. I think my husband's intelligent. I know my son's intelligent. And we wouldn't do anything without doing our research.
Even Derek's friends in his band class are split about the merits of the Verichip.
I think it's really weird.
I think it's pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of Derek.
I would wait till more people have it before I actually get it.
Derek especially is not the least bit fazed by the technology. After all, he's something of a computer genius, certified as a Microsoft systems engineer at the age of 12. It was his idea for the whole family to get chipped.
It's brand new. It's something that really hasn't been done in humans. It may have been done in animals, but it's a totally different story when it's put in humans. It's used for different purposes, and it's great technology. And if you're the first person, you're pioneering it.
It's really nice to know that the Verichip speaks for us. If we need it, it's with us all the time. We can't lose it. So I think it's great to be able to take advantage of a new technology if you choose to.
Well, the company won't say exactly when it expects to get approval for all this. The Jacobs say it could happen as soon as a couple of months. When they get the approval, they'll have the surgery. And don't think they'll be alone for very long. Applied Digital says they've received requests from as many as 2,000 children across the country wanting to get implanted themselves. Forget about Mom, Dad, can I get my ear pierced? Soon it could be Mom, Dad, when are we going to get implanted? In Boca Raton, Florida, Jim Goldman, Tech TV.
The company already has a marketing deal to sell the Verichip in 3 Latin American countries where kidnapping is a big threat. Applied Digital already has $300,000 in initial orders. Once it gets approval in the U.S., it'll cost $200 per chip plus the cost of having it injected. Now, ADS expects to implant thousands of people, especially those looking for the GPS tracking functionality. But the company admits that for those interested in the medical scanning benefits, it'll take a few years until paramedics and emergency rooms install the equipment to actually read the chips. Real Networks is going wireless. The company's ENunn software is already popular among PC users for playing music and videos, but the company is pinning its hopes on Real System Mobile. It's a program that sends audio and video over wireless networks. Real's also working on a deal with Intel to tweak its software for use with mobile phone and handheld chips. A new version of ENunn for the Pocket PC is also in the works. Analysts see Real's mobile strategy as a key to the company's future, especially since sales of its PC software sales are slowing down. Film buffs, listen up. Video-on-demand provider Entertainer has made a deal with MGM Home Entertainment. Entertainer says it secured rights to MGM's newest releases, plus around 4,000 of its archive titles. The inventory will be available through Entertainer's video-on-demand service and can be viewed on either your TV or your PC. Now, unlike pay-per-view, video-on-demand lets viewers pause, rewind, and fast-forward, but it'll also allow you to watch a film multiple times. Now, analysts say the deal is a definite boost for Entertainer, but they aren't the only players in the video-on-demand arena. It is not all good news for movie lovers today. No more $1 movies over the internet. Taiwan-based online video service Movie88.com has been blocked by its ISP. Just according to CNET, they say Movie88 charged just $1 for each movie that they streamed to your computer in Real Networks format. The owner said everything was legit, but copyright holders groups called it a, quote, pirate site. Site operators said they never got any court documents asking them to shut down, and the ISP's actions amounted to, quote, execution without trial. If your old CRT monitor is taking up too much space on your desk, you're probably ready to upgrade to a slick, flat panel display that will not only look cool, but will give you sharper images and cause you less eye strain. LCDs also use less energy, so you could save on your electricity bills. And best of all, prices are going down. They're so low, in fact, you can get a 15-inch flat panel for less than $400, a lot less than $400. Jeremy Kaplan is associate editor for PC Magazine, and he is joining us. to tell us why the timing is right to buy an LCD monitor. A lot of this is about supply and demand. Explain how that is affecting prices.
Well, it's something called the crystal cycle. As you can imagine, as supply goes up, then the prices will come down, demand will go up, and then production will go up in turn. So it's sort of a cyclical cycle. Right now we're at the point where the supply is pretty darn high, and the costs are really, really affordable.
That cycle has been going on for some time. One of the reasons people explained that cycle was really extreme in LCDs was that the factories where they were making these were just not in operation in Taiwan, overseas. Sure. What's going on with that? Is there now more of a glut? Because we've been hearing for longer than the usual cycle that LCDs are getting cheaper. Is that changing?
Well, I think it's stabilizing right now. You hear a lot of different information from panel manufacturers and from the distributors and whatnot, and it's not always jibing with each other's reports. I think we're at a point where prices are going to stabilize. I think the supply is at a nice level, and it's certainly not going to go any further down than it is at this point, which is why we're saying this is a good time to be buying.
Let's do a quick price average. I know you can find a 15-inch monitor for somewhere between $300 and $400 in the low end. Sure. Moving up to 17-inch and 19-inch, tell us what prices we can expect.
On the low end, you're going to get prices around the $600 mark. There was a point when they were a little bit lower, but they're coming back up a bit. I think they're averaging more like $700 or $800.
That's for the 17 inches?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they'll go up to $1,000. You can pay $1,500 for a top-of-the-line 17-inch.
You know, one of the things people who aren't familiar with LCD monitors don't realize when they're thinking about buying them is that native resolution is such a big issue. So, you know, your 15-inch, which is going to run somewhere 1024 by 768, and then sometimes if you're up in the 19 range, it can be 1280 by 1024, and that really affects the way that you use your computer. Talk about native resolution and why this is different from CRTs.
Well, in fact, the 17-inch monitors that we looked at were all 1280 by 1024. It's weird you don't think about it because CRTs scale so readily to different resolutions, but the LCDs, because of the way they have a fixed addressing system for the pixels, they have one resolution called the native resolution. As I was saying, 1280 by 1024 for the 17-inchers. And then if you want to switch resolutions, which games do very frequently, and lots of programs do try to switch resolutions on you, or if you just want more or less screen real estate, they'll scale it up or down, which means that they might interpolate the pixels a little bit, maybe the display will get a little bit blurry, a little bit smeary. And if you're trying something intensive like video applications or again gaming or something like that, you might notice some lag or some artifacts.
Jeremy, quickly before we get to your editor's choices, digital versus analog inputs. It used to be a big deal. People saying, oh, you got to get digital, but that hasn't seemed to evolve as quickly. 30 seconds or less, is digital important?
I think digital is very important. I think one of the problems has been that the graphics card manufacturers have been less ready to adopt this new standard, the DVI standard, digital video interface, which is a very, very common standard on the panels themselves, but if you don't have the card that supports it, you're going to be converting back and forth, and that's going to cause a lot of trouble with your video also.
For those who are interested in buying, Jeremy, the two that you've chosen as the editor's choice is the Samsung SyncMaster 171p, $900.
Right.
And on the cheaper end, we've got the CTX PV720A, 17-inch LCD for $630. If folks want to get more information, of course, they can go to PCMag.com. Jeremy, thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure, Becky.
Jeremy Kaplan is an associate editor of PC Magazine. For those of you who are awaiting the release of the hyped-up Segway human transporter, well, you may not have to wait much longer if you know how to make a good bid. As of today, 3 customized Segway scooters are up for grabs on an Amazon.com auction. All proceeds from the auction will go to the nonprofit organization FIRST. That's an acronym for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. That's an organization founded by Segway CEO Dean Kamen. The auction will continue through March 28th. On April 25th, Kamen will present the first edition Segways to the 3 winning bidders at Disney World. How exciting. Imagine driving along a road that could conjure up a snowstorm or a terrible rainstorm as fast as you can click your mouse. Well, it may sound like a freaky supernatural occurrence, but it's really a high-tech highway with a perfectly scientific explanation. Stay tuned.
On the next Call for Help.
Are you tired of your desktop looking like everybody else's? Well, this is the show for you. We can help you trick out your PC by making your own custom icons, yo. And we've got the guy from Analog X coming in. He's created a special download just for you, and it's free. Plus, Allie can help you make money, really, or get money. And she's uncovered some good online loan rates for you.
Call for help. Weekdays at 5, 4 Central, only on Tech TV. This program brought to you in part by IBM, taking e-business and your business to the next level.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
I don't know. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking the same guy that designed this designed our network.
Can't be.
Why?
Because that hasn't crashed for like 700 years.
You can't log on either?
Infrastructure. It's what e-business is built on. Make sure yours has a solid foundation. Click IBM for your free guide, because sooner or later, it matters.
We are the fast cats in the global energy business. We're much leaner, more agile, and a lot more innovative than the other cats. And that's why to a fast cat, anything is possible. Conoco. Think big. Move fast.
Good evening, Batman.
Alfred.
I've stepped up safety in the Batmobile, sir.
Really?
Should a villain steal it, someone will track it. If your airbag goes off, an advisor will assist you. If you're stranded, satellites will help locate you.
And where have you put all these things?
Just press the OnStar button, sir.
Well done, Alfred.
My pleasure, sir.
OnStar, how can I help you, Batman? Stay close. Tech TV, television about technology.
Tired drivers, they're responsible for over 100,000 accidents on U.S. roads each year. That's a big enough problem that a new device is being studied that actually watches drivers' eyes while they're on the road. It can sense when the driver is getting sleepy and send a warning. The U.S. Department of Transportation finds enough promise in this new system that it's testing it out on some of our most well-traveled drivers, truckers. Gary Nurnberg spoke to one father who thinks this system could have saved his child's life.
When you see them barreling toward you in your rearview mirror, you just know they are so big and so fast and so heavy, if the driver falls asleep, someone likely will die. Someone like Larry Liberatore's 16-year-old son, Nick.
Some trucker with a load cut across 3 lanes and ran right over the car and killed him.
Sleepy truck drivers cause so many fatal accidents, a group called Parents Against Tired Truckers, PAT, has a website to push reform and to honor the dead. Picture after picture of victims representing family after family with a horror story that changed its life. Families like Nick's.
I will never be the same. I will never be the same. My wife and daughter, it's part of it, we lost something that day.
Truckers know falling asleep is a real danger.
Traffic is a fatigue factor, and it really can hurt you.
The Transportation Department believes trucker fatigue is responsible for 1,500 fatal accidents a year.
Truck drivers that have been on the road more than 8 to 10 hours have double the crash risk of drivers that have been on the road for less hours.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, has commissioned studies to see if eye scanning technology can provide a solution to driver fatigue.
Checks the whiteness of his eyes, how closed or how open his eyes are. So it does that by calculating with the pulses of light.
A little camera is mounted on the dashboard and pointed at the driver's eyes.
And what it's designed to do, while the driver's driving the vehicle, it shoots a beam of infrared light at his face and monitors the percent of white in his eyes. So as his eyes go closed, then the computer senses that and actually gives him a visual indication from caution to stop and you need rest.
Even with caution lights flashing in their faces, would truckers heed the warnings and actually pull over to rest? Many trucking companies impose strict delivery schedules, and time is money.
I don't think it helped me much.
Chris Stevens says warning a driver he's tired will come as no surprise.
If somebody's tired, they're going to drive anyway, if that's the way they do it. You know, most people, when they get tired, they know they're tired and they try to find a place to get rested.
That's what he did out cold at 2 in the afternoon. NHTSA plans a year-long test of the eye scans, 22 trucks, 100 drivers, results and recommendations maybe by 2004. If it works, it may keep additional pictures off the website, may prevent more families from wondering what a son would have been like had he not been killed by a tired trucker.
Very outgoing person and enjoyed life, but we'll never know.
A spokesman for NHTSA says it has tested a variety of alternatives to warn drivers about sleepiness, but so far eye scans are the most promising. One question is whether the results would just be seen by the drivers or sent in real time to trucking company dispatchers as well. And the device could also end a debate in Washington. The Department of Transportation wants to limit the number of hours a trucker can spend behind the wheel, but of course, truckers don't want the government getting involved. A high-tech highway in Virginia could be paving the way for new transportation advances. A private 2-lane highway can order up a blinding snowstorm, pouring rain, ice patches, or fog on command. The road has wires and sensors that researchers say will help keep motorists safe in the worst driving conditions. They call it the Smart Road.
Here, in this hole in the ground, lie the deepest secrets of the highway. Down below is a wired bunker, the nerve center of the Smart Road, a 2-mile highway to nowhere in southwestern Virginia. The road, with 500 networked sensors built in, is a test bed for materials and other technologies that will be driven on and built into future highways everywhere.
In this bunker, we have a computer data acquisition system, and the data is collected in real time when vehicles are passes, take the temperature and the moistures at a specific time too, and all the data is taken through fiber optics into the control center over there.
The Smart Road, opened in 1999 and still under construction, is getting smarter. One new project is using sensors to weigh trucks as they drive down the highway, avoiding expensive, time-consuming stops at roadside stations. The Smart Road even has its own weather. With a click of a mouse, graduate students can make it rain, up to 2 inches an hour, for driver visibility tests of colored and brighter rear lights, among other things, to allow drivers to see lights at further distances. The rain coming from 75 weather towers. The towers can make it snow, unleash blizzards, and generate ice storms and fog.
Anybody who enters the road have to go through here. They also have a team here that will control how much snow we want to have on the road, how much rain, what's the change in the light during a night visibility study. So everything is done from the computers that we have in this room.
9 video cameras watch the road and experiments. Another area of research, finding better road building materials here in the asphalt lab. The federal government and states spend more than $30 billion a year on roads and highways, mostly for filling potholes and repaving. Smart Road research could help save billions by finding road materials that could last 25 years.
The asphalt is actually the binder, the black stuff that we see. And it's a matter of finding a binder that's going to be strong, that's not going to be brittle with time, it's not going to age too fast, and will hold up.
So far, the federal government, state of Virginia, and private donors have spent more than $60 million on the Smart Road project, but researchers recoup some of the costs by charging fees to companies for product testing. Supporters plan to spend tens of millions more to extend the road another 4 miles by 2008, linking 2 major roadways in the area to allow it to accept real traffic. Peter Barnes, Tech TV.
After the Smart Road is finished, the 2-lane highway will be open to the public, except during extreme testing when motorists are forced to detour into other lanes. We are going to take a break, and when we come back, our Tech TV labs will show you the world's smallest and lightest photo printer, so teeny it can fit right into your pocket. Stay with us.
The
The compact Rosario 5000 TPC has something for everyone. For film buffs, a free DVD drive, or for music buffs, a free CDRW drive. For technology buffs, an Intel Pentium 4 processor with power to burn, and burn and burn. Yep, it's a buff PC all right, and it's just $7.99 after a $50 instant rebate. So, financial buffs, call 1-800-336-1416 to buy now and get a free DVD or CDRW drive.
Some situations call for trucks with more power. So engineer Mark Ferrone and the team have made GMC Sierras the most powerful line of pickups in the world. And to help manage all that torque, they've also given Sierra technically advanced braking systems. Mark may be obsessed with power, but he's not crazy. From professional-grade people come professional-grade trucks.
If you found a complete IT training program that guaranteed you'd get certified, gave you hands-on exercises available to you online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and included telephone tutoring by a certified IT professional, would you be interested? Well, that's exactly what you get from Smart Certified Direct.
It's easy to see why these courses have won so many awards. I got all the benefits of classroom training at 1/3 the cost.
Smart Certify online and telephone mentoring gave me the help I really needed to get MCSE certified.
From introductory PC repair courses to high-level certifications like MCSE, CNE, Cisco, and Linux, Smart Certified Direct gives you the skills you need to excel in the IT industry. Call 1-877-TRAINING or visit www.smartcertifieddirect.com today to find out about our limited offer and financial assistance. Take a step toward improving your future.
Sony recently released their smallest and lightest digital photo printer yet. The new Sony DDP MP1 is small enough to fit in your pocket. From the Tech TV lab, James Kim is here. So James, the natural question.
What's in my pocket?
Is that a printer in your pocket?
Yes, you know what it is. It actually fits in my pocket. Yet another engineering marvel from Sony.
Oh.
This is a digital photo printer, dye sublimation. And before we get started here, this is with the paper tray. It's 11 ounces, by the way.
Aww.
Smallest in the world. Before we start, I'm going to take a picture of you with this Mavica. Say cheese. Okay. Now I'm going to take the memory stick out, okay?
Okay.
See, here's the memory stick, and I'm going to stick it in the side of this printer. Now, this is only memory stick compatible. You can hook it up to a PC or Mac, but that's sort of besides the point, isn't it?
How would you do that? USB, FireWire?
Right, USB.
Okay.
So right now I'm going to, this is the selection of the picture I just took, so I'm going to press print. This is going to take about 100 seconds, so while we're waiting for this print out, I'll tell you a little bit about it. For $280, you get the world's smallest and lightest dye sub printer. Now, you can see some of the example prints here from my weekend in Tahoe, and you can notice how nice they are. Dye sublimation printing is definitely a lot better than inkjet. You're limited to this size, though. This is business card size. These little perforations rip off like this, so you get this size of a print.
Okay.
And as you can see, you can get borderless prints like this, or you can fit the entire picture onto a page, but you will get some borders here. Now, the printer itself, as you can see, it can hold 24 photos right here, and it's pretty simple. You can elect to sharpen up the image, you can brighten it up, you can add a date stamp, which is very useful for insurance agencies, police departments. Like I said, this is only memory stick compatible, so anyone with another kind of camera with a compact flash or a smart media card is out of luck. Now this little piece right here, this is a battery pack, and you can actually hook this thing up and not use the AC adapter, and it's really nice. It runs on 4 AA batteries, rechargeables. This really gives you the power to take pictures and have something substantial on the go. It's pretty nice to have actual prints instead of having to look at a monitor like this. Here's the picture of you that I just took. Oh, actually, there's no memory stick. Sorry about that. But this is pretty nice. It's a little expensive, $280 plus. This is $70 for the battery pack in order to be totally mobile. But as you can see here, that was about 100 seconds. Here's the picture of you. Isn't that wonderful?
Well, that's a wonderful photo. I mean, the quality, besides from the subject, the quality is
very
fantastic.
Sharp, very vibrant colors.
I've been looking pretty critically. There's no banding. The colors
There's a little bit of banding in the background, but overall,
it's not bad.
They're stupendous. Now, as you can see, these are very small photos, so they're all probably going to look good. Let's go over some pros and cons. The Sony DPP MP1 is pocket size. That's really nice. It's also battery operable, and you got small but very, very clean and high quality prints. On the con side, it only uses Sony memory stick. That's kind of a problem. No indexing, so I've got 60 pictures on this memory stick, and I can't figure out which one to print. 39, 42. Okay. And finally, the fragile print tray door. I already lost it. It broke off. So that's, you know, it's not that important. $280 available now. You can buy the optional battery pack, but this is a really cool feature for $70.
While I was staring at my own photo, I may have missed, did you mention how you replace any of the ink or any of the inkjet
Well, for
cartridges?
$20, you can get a paper pack of 24, and each one has a cartridge like this. I'll show you. It pulls out like this. See? I shouldn't be doing this when this is on, but
Okay, well,
it's in here right.
Okay. And they're expensive or not too terrible?
$20 for the pack.
Okay.
So it's a little expensive, about under a dollar a print.
Okay. James Kim from the Tech TV Labs. Do you have something on the web for us
Yes,
about
there
this?
is a full review.
Okay, techlive.com.
Yes.
James Kim, thanks so much. We are going to take a break, but still to come, we're going to show you how to make the most of your PDA. And it's not a big surprise, but Microsoft is making a move into the mobile phone market. We're going to fill you in on these stories. I'll be staring at my own photo.
Pretty nice.
Stay with us.
You must all break out of your humdrum existences. The atom becomes the flower, becomes the ox, becomes the man. We all must change. The world needs change. You, sir, you must change.
Chevy Avalanche, the only vehicle that changes from an SUV to a pickup. There's also a Motor Trend's 2002 Truck of the Year.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Chevy Avalanche, like a rock.
Checking out digital cameras?
Yeah, I need FireWire compatibility so that I can email my pictures.
Sure. This one also makes MPEG movies.
Really?
He's excited. It's for our baby. Congratulations. Considered any names yet?
Yeah, maybe Sony or Olympus, but you're the expert, right?
We know how you feel, and that's why we're here. Circuit City, we're with you.
How about an LCD screen?
LCD, chickenpox, we're going to screen for everything.
Wednesday.
I couldn't pay my bills.
It was ruining my life.
I couldn't answer my own phone because of the bill collectors.
Between student loans and my credit cards, I could barely make minimums.
I knew there had to be a way out.
If you have debt problems, then call Profina Debt Solutions, the nation's largest, most experienced credit counseling service. Profina doesn't make loans. Instead, we work with over 50,000 creditors nationwide to lower your monthly payments. If you gather your bills and call one of Profina's credit counselors, within about 20 minutes over the phone, we can help you avoid bankruptcy and get the collection calls to stop.
You don't have to own a home to qualify.
Profina's nonprofit and totally confidential.
I was on the verge of bankruptcy. Soon I'll be debt-free.
They saved me over $250 a month. I just make one payment to Profina, and they take care of the rest. Thank you, Profina. I have my life back.
There is help. Call Profina Debt Solutions. It's not a loan, it's a way out of debt.
Screensavers.
Coming up with the next screensaver.
I'm back again. Pat and Leo are still on their secret mission, so I'm taking over.
No, I'm taking over, and we'll be talking about security.
That's right. Martin Mulchandani of Oblix talked about why companies are focusing so much on security.
We got Mulchandani and Mark Thompson of Analog X. We'll show you how to monitor incoming and outgoing traffic to the internet.
All that on the next
Screensaver.
The Screensavers. Tonight at 7, 6 Central, only on Tech TV's Tech Prime.
This is our new segment here on Tech Live, the Agile Business Tip aimed at making you more productive. So today, maximizing your handheld. You know, there are thousands of programs you can download for your PDA. There are. Many of them are free. Here's how. First, you find a download site you like. Hot Files, Download, Palm Gear. They're all popular. Then select the program you want. Click on Download. Then you save the program to your hard drive. You got to remember the location. Then double-click the downloaded file. It'll either install everything that needs installing, or it may ask you to unzip the file. If you haven't unzipped a file yet, it's a pretty simple process. We have an article about it on our site, techtv.com. So once the file is unzipped, you'll usually end up with an installation file. For Palms, it's got the .prc extension. You just double-click on that, and the program's set to transfer to your PDA the next time you sync your Palm. The file will be transferred, and it'll appear amongst all the other icons you're used to seeing on your PDA next time you turn it on. That's our Agile business tip of the day. We'll have one of those for you every single day. It took over the PC market with its Windows operating system. Now Microsoft is trying to do the same in the mobile phone market. Companies are scrambling to come up with the next generation phones that can handle high-speed internet data, and Microsoft senses a perfect opportunity to step in with software that lets consumers read email and surf the web. Microsoft and Intel are putting together a template for high-end mobile phones. Phone makers can then license the design, which Microsoft and Intel hope will become an industry standard. But #1 mobile phone maker Nokia is not about to take this sitting down. In an effort to keep Microsoft at bay, it's giving rivals a complete design kit for making internet-ready phones. Nokia is opening up its software to the rest of the handset industry, and partner Texas Instruments is doing the same. But just in case things don't quite pan out with Nokia, Texas Instruments also has a deal with Microsoft. You miss entertainment tonight every evening on account of your hectic work schedule, and you know your problem would be easily solved if you had a personal video recorder. But what you don't know is which one you pick. TiVo, Replay, Ultimate TV, choices, choices, choices. We'll help you sort through them after the break.
Wednesday on Fresh Gear.
We're all about how we watch with the latest from Hollywood. No more film. And coming soon to a TV screen, HD TV. Plus the latest digital media center and the controversial PVR that allows you to share programs with your friends, along with how you can keep the family watching squeaky clean.
An all-new Fresh Gear, Wednesday at 8:30, 7:30 Central, only on Tech TV's Tech Prime. This program brought to you in part by Conoco. At Conoco, we think big and move fast.
At Conoco, our speed and agility allow us to move freely in a competitive and constantly changing environment, which enables us to take advantage of any opportunity. Conoco, think big, move fast.
A legend reborn.
Cadillac CTS. Breakthrough.
Take all the time you want, folks. We'll take this one in red. Beautiful choice, sir. No, black.
Black. That's actually my favorite color.
Red. Definitely red.
When software lets you quickly give customers what they want, that's 1 degree of separation. That's business with .NET from Microsoft.
Discover your dreams. Tech TV, television about technology.
It's still going to take a while for the next generation of DVDs to hit the shelves, but 9 consumer electronics makers, including Sony and Hitachi, have finally agreed on a standard for blue laser light DVD recorders. The blue laser discs have almost 6 times more memory than current discs, and that's because blue lasers have a finer beam than the red lasers now used, so they can read and write more info on less disk space. Makes sense. So look for the new blue laser format sometime next year. Have you ever wished your favorite TV shows fit into your schedule better? Well, our labs put the 3 top personal video recorders to the test, so you'll never have to miss another moment of Buffy, Friends, or, of course, TechLive. Here's Brett Larson with more.
All I want to do is come home and watch my favorite shows on TV. But because of my crazy schedule and long hours, I always end up missing them. That's where personal video recorders come in handy. Personal video recorders are more than just glorified VCRs. They're actually a way that you can record and play back your favorite TV programs without the fuss of tape. Ooh, it's my favorite show. The main function of a PVR is to act like your personal TV secretary. It keeps track of your favorite shows and when they're on, and then it records them for you. So when your time permits, you can sit down and watch TV. The other cool feature of having a PVR is you can pause live TV. So you can get up and get your snacks without missing a beat of your favorite TV shows. And the PVR will also let you rewind your favorite shows. So if you do miss something, you'll be able to catch it again, again, again. To help you find the best PVR for your needs, our labs recently picked 3 of the top contenders: TiVo, Ultimate TV from Microsoft, and Replay TV. And here's what we found. TiVo's service will cost you $9.95 a month, but one of the perks with a TiVo is its $250 lifetime service agreement. TiVo also has a wish list feature that lets you pick your shows based on a variety of categories, including actor and genre. TiVo then finds the shows that match those picks and records them for you. You can train your TiVo on what you do and don't like by rating your programs with thumbs up and thumbs down, so you won't need to suffer through the same bad program twice. You can also get season passes to your favorite shows. Unfortunately, TiVo's pause time is limited to 30 minutes. We also looked at Sonic Blue's recently reintroduced Replay TV. Although the boxes are more expensive, there's no monthly fee. Sonic Blue's Replay TV also shares recorded content with other Replay TV users, either locally or across the internet. You have to have an Ethernet network to share content as well, even in your own house, but it does feature easy-to-navigate menus. Our lab tests found that sharing content can be extremely slow, taking up to 24 hours to send just one 30-minute program. Ultimate TV only works with DirecTV, so it's really an option for DirecTV subscribers. It'll set you back $9.95 a month, and that's on top of your DirecTV bill. And unlike TiVo, there's no unlimited or lifetime option. Ultimate TV does feature dual input support, so you can view one program while you're recording another, or record 2 shows at the same time. Ultimate TV also gives you the ability to surf the web using Web TV service. Ultimate TV will give you up to 35 hours of recording time. Whether you're in the market for a PVR or are looking to soon replace your VCR, at the end of the day, our labs think that TiVo is tops for price, usability, and features. Brett Larson, Tech TV.
Here's a closer look at the breakdown of our lab's results for a 40-gigabyte PVR. As Brett said earlier, at $400 for the box and service at $10 per month or $250 for life, TiVo is the best bargain. Ultimate TV is $350 to $400. Service is $10, and you must pay an additional fee for DirecTV. Replay TV is the most expensive box at $700, but there's no monthly fee. I just went through the searching and pricing of all this, and I must mention that if you're going to get a DirecTV unit, you will get a little bit bigger deal if you get them combined. Now, overall, on interface, service, and requirements, our lab said that TiVo was the winner with the most stars for each category. And we should mention that Vulcan Ventures, our parent company, has a stake in TiVo. Fresher under pressure. No, it's not your antiperspirant's new slogan, but it is a concept that could keep the food you eat free of E. coli. We're going to tell you why pressurized food may become the norm right after the short break.
Now there's a safer way to keep in touch on the road.
Personal calling. Ready.
Call Vicki Vale. Say a name or number and it's dialed automatically.
Hello?
Things are heating up. I'll be a little late.
How late?
Very late. Hands-free calling from OnStar.
Yeah, I remember that day. 32 against 2. Slow day for yours truly. I'll let Jack handle these workers. Once in a while, I throw him a bone. Yeah, I let him have these ones, too. He's been a little rusty, so,
Hi, Jack.
Hey! I was just talking about you.
A new legacy is born, ready for everyone.
Okay, let's do 1 year predictions. You first.
I predict you'll be on the menu.
Ooh, zinger. You got me. Come on.
Dow, 5,000. NASDAQ, 800.
Interesting. Wrong, but interesting. Get this. Dow, 25,000. NASDAQ, 8,000. Give or take a grand.
Or 10.
You know the difference between you and me?
Yeah, common sense.
No, you're a pessimist. Nobody likes a pessimist.
Nobody likes a talking steak either.
No matter which way the market goes, you can always use an edge. Ameritrade gives you a fast trading site and a 10-second guarantee. Qualified market trades that take longer than 10 seconds to execute are commission-free. Limitations apply. Open an account with $1,000 and get 25 internet equity trades commission-free. Go to Ameritrade.com.
Hey, aren't you going to leave a tip?
Tipping is for cows.
You getting a lot of spam lately? Who isn't? Experts say spam has increased 5-fold in the last 18 months. And tonight on TechLive, find out how some anti-spam crusaders are using new laws to try and stop the flood of junk email. This is also our web poll question. What's the best way to control spammers? Head over to TechLive.com to vote. We'll have the results tonight at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Put a little pressure on it. That's the buzz phrase of a Washington State company that has developed a way to kill deadly foodborne pathogens like E. coli. They're using pressure. Right now, heat, irradiation, and chemicals are used by food processors, but critics say it changes the taste and the nutrition of the foods. As our Seattle Bureau Chief Matt Markovich reports, fresher under pressure technology could preserve flavor and lives.
E. coli, a word that can trigger national panic. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it can be deadly. 4 children died from E. coli after eating improperly prepared hamburgers from Jack in the Box in 1993. Another child dies after drinking unpasteurized juice made by Odwalla in 1996, forcing the public to demand protection.
Hopefully this time they're going to do it right and not put something in there that's going to hurt me.
In the last 20 years, outbreaks have killed dozens and sickened thousands. Now, companies like Odwalla are using new technology to make food safe. It's a process called fresher under pressure, from high-pressure equipment maker Flow International of Kent, Washington.
Put the food in the water, you close up the tank, and you pressurize the tank to your set point, and then you release the pressure, open the tank, and the food comes out, and at that point it's already treated.
Under extreme high pressure, large microorganisms, foodborne bacteria like E. coli, disintegrate. But smaller microorganisms important to taste and nutrition survive.
Because it disrupts primarily the large molecules and not the small ones, allow us to selectively destroy the bacteria and not the good things.
Flow's method treats both raw and packaged foods, subjecting products to 100,000 pounds per square inch of pressure inside these tubes. So many moist foods like meats, vegetables, fruits, even guacamole, and shellfish like oysters can withstand the crushing effect of the pressure. But air-filled foods such as cereal or bread can't be treated this way.
So we'll add these here.
We tested the system using grapes and a ping pong ball.
They set a large airspace inside, so you would expect it to collapse under high pressure.
The grapes shouldn't crush because
of the hydrostatic balance. The water in the grape is about the same as the water in the container. There are no air spaces here for the grape to collapse.
We loaded up the cylinder, then pressurized it to 80,000 pounds per square inch.
It's about 3 times the pressure in the Mariana Trench, which is the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean.
After pressurizing for a minute,
here are the grapes.
Totally normal.
Yes, they didn't crush compared to the ping pong ball.
Compared to the ping pong ball, which is obliterated.
The director of the National Center for Food Safety and Technology believes high pressure may be the safest pasteurization process available.
The thing that's exciting about high pressure is I know right now that it's going to work. I think high pressure is doable. It is going to be scientifically possible to demonstrate, and I think it's going to be very effective.
Flow says its fresher under pressure system extends the shelf life of food without changing the taste, appearance, or nutrition. But the method is expensive. Right now, only higher premium food processors like Odwalla are using it.
The food industry is very tradition-bound. They're very slow to adopt new technology, and we're working with them to understand the benefits of this technology.
The only way you'll know your food has been pasteurized by pressure is if it says fresher under pressure on the label. In Seattle, Matt Markovich, Tech TV.
Now, the largest unit flow can process 2,400 pounds of food per hour, but that unit costs $2 million. The Army is now testing the system to pasteurize ready-to-eat meals that need to be stored for years without spoiling. It's a new job posting website that's leaving the middlemen behind and giving Monster.com and Hot Jobs a run for their money. Does it sound like an answer to your unemployed prayers? Well, we'll fill you in, so stay with us.
Some situations call for trucks with more power. So engineer Mark Ferrone and the team have made GMC Sierras the most powerful line of pickups in the world. And to help manage all that torque, they've also given Sierra technically advanced braking systems. Mark may be obsessed with power, but he's not crazy. From professional-grade people come professional-grade trucks.
At Conoco, our speed and agility allow us to move freely in a competitive and constantly changing environment, which enables us to take advantage of any opportunity. Conoco. Think big, move fast.
Looking for this week's top choices in premium movies and sports? Take a shortcut. Turn to DirecTV Movies this week and DirecTV Sports this week for the week's hottest premium movies and the inside scoop on your favorite sports action. Watch DirecTV Movies this week and DirecTV Sports this week on channels 212 and 500. Cool. Don't miss the best in movies and sports from DirecTV.
Want to get the most from your DirecTV experience? Now you can pay your monthly bill, change your programming package, order pay-per-view movies and events at DirecTV.com. Enjoy an exciting array of features that will enhance your DirecTV experience. DirecTV.com. More choice, better service, ultimate customer care.
Welcome to Call for Help. I'm Chris Perillo. Are you ready to take that PC and make it a little more personal? Oh. Give us a call right now. So what can I help you with today? Don't look.
I have a question for you.
I've got an answer. I'm in the mood to take another call.
Solving your computer problems every day. Call for Help live next on Tech TV.
Oh, hey there, Chris Perillo for Call for Help. Coming up on today's show, we're doing a lot of important stuff, like being able to cover up your tracks when you're surfing online so no one can find out what you've been doing on that computer, especially if you're in a public terminal like a cyber cafe. We're also going to show you how you can easily create, if I can say it, nice and interesting graphics for your email messages or website if you have one. And Megan's going to be into showing you a palm tip of the day. Plus, we've got Kat. She's going to be showing you where you can find all sorts of cool Olympic stuff online in case you can't get to the Olympics. That, and we're going to be talking with Mark Thompson, you know, that guy from AnalogX.com. Oh, yeah, baby. All that and your live calls coming up in today's Call for Help. Give us a call right now, 888-989-7879, especially if you have a net cam. We'll see you in a few minutes. Becky?
Thanks, Chris. Have a good show. Even in this tight economy, companies are on the lookout for new employees. But the big online job boards like Monster and Hot Jobs can charge a company hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to advertise open positions. Now, a group of corporate powerhouses is launching its own online job site, directemployers.com. Member companies pay between $6,000 and $60,000 a year, and just like its name promises, the site links job seekers directly to employer sites. Members include Compaq, IBM, Intel, Sprint, and a host of others. William Warren is the executive director of the eRecruiting Association, a nonprofit group behind directemployers.com. And he's here to tell us all about it. William, thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Now, the idea behind directemployers.com is to leave out the middlemen and get job seekers directly to the sites of their employers. Explain to us how the job search function works.
Well, what we do is go out to the site, to the employer's site, and take all the jobs from their site and provide a link back. So when a job seeker comes in and does a search, they actually get their search results like they would on maybe a traditional job board. And then when they click on the job title, it actually takes them to the company's website, which is a very significant difference in what we're doing and what traditional job boards typically do, because typically you would go to a job board site that would include the job and as they have posted it. This way you go directly, it's a one-on-one relationship with the employer.
Now, for job seekers, there's no charge, no extra charge here, so they're not really going to experience a different experience in terms of the UI. But for corporations, explain how the listing charges are different if you used a Hot Jobs or a Monster compared to this cooperative.
Okay, corporations, based on their size and how many jobs they typically have on the website, with the idea being that each company pays their fair share, pays a one-time, once-a-year fee to be on the service. Once they pay that fee, then all of their jobs that are on their website are listed on the service. So from an employer standpoint, you pay one fee, you don't pay per job. Typically we know that corporations put maybe 10% of their jobs that they have listed on their website, they put on commercial job boards. With direct employers, all of their jobs will be listed on our site. So it'll mean more exposure for the corporations as well as for the job seekers. There'll be more jobs available.
Now, William, for the job seeker, the big deal is what advantage can you get as you're trying to find a job? How can you make yourself stand out as opposed to other applicants? Will using this site make them more, seem more tech savvy, or are there any other benefits that they'll get from using this site as opposed to a Monster or a Hot Jobs?
Well, I think with the commercial sites as we know them today, typically the job seeker is going somewhat in the blind, meaning they have to register with the third-party job site. They don't know where their information goes. They don't know how long their information is online. With this service, the job seeker actually applies directly to the company. So it's a one-on-one relationship that the companies want, because companies want to identify high potential people who they may not have an opening for today, but they can provide information over the next few months and hopefully keep that very talented person in their scope, so to speak, and then they can go back when they do have an opening and that person knows about what's going on in their company. So,
William, I'm going to have to cut you off there. I'm so sorry. The show's almost over, although I know you're excited about this. People can check it out at directemployers.com. William Warren is the Executive Director for the E-Recruiting Association. Thanks for joining us. Hey, that's it for this hour of Tech Live. We could have talked with William for a while longer. For more information, go to techlive.com. I'm Becky Worley. Call for Help is next.